Yo, 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 what's up, guys? I'm doing this in my kitchen because I'm kind of pressed for time, but I definitely want to get this out there. It's just reported that Seth Rollins has suffered a severe injury at a house show last night against Kane. He was trying to do like a 450 power bomb or something like that, um, and tore his ACL and his MCL. Long story short, Seth Rollins is injured. WWE have confirmed it. He'll be out for 6 to 9 months, and he's being stripped of the title. Um, this really sucks. Um, I mean, it really, really sucks. I mean, if you think about for how long Rollins has been champion since like what March or April of this year at WrestleMania, and him being on the road a lot as constantly as he has been, with house shows and all the pay per views and the Raws and even the SmackDowns. Like Seth Rollins has really been a workhorse during his entire championship run. And it kind of sucks that it just abruptly stops like this due to a serious injury. And on top of that, you know, on top of a feud that I was interested in seeing, him and Roman Reigns going up against each other one on one. Because from storyline perspective, these guys are both former Shield brothers, former tag team champions together. So, from a story perspective, I was interested in this feud going into Survivor Series. Um, and it looks like plans are going to have to be changed rapidly. Now, it's rumored, WWE haven't confirmed it, but it's kind of being said that they may do a tournament to crown a new WWE champion. Um, and the winner of that pay per view. The winner of that tournament will culminate at the Survivor Series pay per view. Um, the moment I heard that, I immediately thought of Survivor Series 1998. I immediately thought of that. If you remember Survivor Series, Austin had gotten, I think, fired or something like that, or stripped from the title. And they had the tournament, which led up to Survivor Series. And then your two finalists were Rock and Mankind. Rock wins the title. Um, and in that same night, he flips, turns the script, and becomes the new corporate champion. What if they do this with Roman Reigns? Honestly, I mean, it'd be like a repeat of a rehash storyline 15 years ago. But I actually wouldn't mind seeing that because let's all be honest. I've been a fan of Roman Reigns since the Shield. Never had a problem with him. I do think there were some things he needed to work on, some things he still needs to work on, and things I think he's gotten better at. But let's be honest, everyone, whether you're a Roman Reigns fan or not, um, we all want the guy to turn heel because we think he would just naturally be better at it. And I mean, my God, the stars are kind of aligning. Sucks for Seth Rollins, hands down, no doubt about that. But when opportunity knocks, someone else is going to take that spot. And what if they do decide to go with this whole tournament thing? It may be kind of predictable if Roman Reigns wins, but if they can flip the script and turn Roman heel and have him be the new corporate champion, that would be dope. Um, the only thing with that is who would you really have to go against Roman? Because if you look at it right now, Roman's probably the only like subpar main event babyface that they have on the roster. The Wyatt family, all heels. Randy Orton is out to an injury. John Cena's taking a break. He could come back sooner rather than later. Brock Lesnar is kind of a heel babyface. They could go back to that well of Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns because I enjoyed their match at WrestleMania. So they could revisit that same well again, but the script would be flipped it where Roman is the heel and Brock is the babyface. But that would probably be the only one kicker. It'll be like if you do flip Roman, who does he really have to go against other than maybe a returning John Cena? Maybe Del Rio, but to me, since seeing Alberto Del Rio's return since coming back, I think Del Rio is kind of like a heel to me. I don't know, he just gives me a vibe of a heel or kind of a tweener, one of the two. But he's not really complete full fledged baby face to me. Um, Dean Ambrose, but I mean, he doesn't really have enough. They don't have enough investment in his stock. I mean, kind of sucks. I mean, they're gonna have to rework this entire pay per view. Basically, what do you do with the? Do you take the Wyatts and put them in the tournament? What do you do with that, or you're gonna still continue to proceed with their storyline with Undertaker and Kane? Um, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it sucks for Seth Rollins. I hope a speedy recovery. Um, and again, this may be a blessing in disguise because Seth Rollins can come back, from 6 months down the road, be a babyface. And I've always said it to myself. I think Rollins, as good as he is as a heel, I always thought Rollins makes a better babyface, regardless of his mixed negative reactions he got in ROH when they tried to push him as the main face of that company. I just always thought Rollins just connected better, probably with the audience as a babyface. He's a good heel, but I just think he's just a natural babyface. So I mean, it could be a blessing in disguise. He comes back as the babyface. Roman Reigns flips as the heel. You can do the comeback story, and you can revisit the rivalry of Roman and Seth Rollins, except the tables have turned. Roman Reigns is now the new poster child. Roman Reigns is the new authority guy, heel, and then you have the comeback story of a babyface Seth Rollins. So that can make an interesting story down the road when Rollins is recovered and comes back. I kind of wish WWE would kind of go down this line. Let Roman get the belt, flip him, turn him heel, let him be himself, let him dominate or whatever, and bring on a returning babyface Seth Rollins down the road next year. If Roman should still be champion around that time. I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on Rollins losing the title. What are your thoughts on a possible tournament with the winner being decided at Survivor Series? What does this mean for Survivor Series? What does this mean for Roman Reigns? Would you like to see a heel turn? I want to hear all you guys' opinions and thoughts on this because I think it's really interesting. In the box below, comment, subscribe. Peace.